Alrighty, hi team. My name is Swells. I'm from the 21 Horses riding crew. This is me in my workshop. I shot this footage 2 weeks before we left to ride across the world, and I just want to share it now just to get some stoke out there, just to let everybody know how easy and accessible a trip like this is. Just want to talk about the mods that I did to my bike, some of the gear I took, and the bike itself. Okay, so the bike is a Kawasaki Super Sherpa. It's a 250. I paid three and a half, including shipping, for it. That's $3,500 AU, which is great value. You know, there's accessories out there for some of these adventure bikes that are worth more than that. And I used some pretty simple stuff. I stuck with a lightweight ethos. I wanted the lightest bike possible, and I got the lightest gear. All the gear that I bought was like dual purpose. I could use it for more than one thing, and also I was planning on doing an 800k hike once we got to Europe with the lady friends. So everything we got was nice and light, and it was a bike hike, light and fast all the way. The Super Sherpa is a great bike. It's built in Japan. It's single cylinder carbureted, air cooled, no nonsense kind of rock solid engineering. That's been around for ages. Any bloke, any shed, limited tools across the world, everybody knows how to fix that stuff. That's why I wanted the bike. There are some great bikes in that category, from the big four mainly, but the Sherpa stands out. It's the lightest in the category. The alley swing arm on the back there helps keep that weight down, 119 kilos. I've read stories before I left. Like, I read a story about a dude getting stuck under his heavy bike for like a day before someone came and rescued him. And I didn't want, like, I was planning on dropping my bike. I didn't want to be stuck under it. I wanted to be able to get up. So light's the way to go. Grinding, did a fair bit of that. I used bicycle panniers. I scored them at an outlet. They were a quarter of the price. This is them. They were a waterproof roll top design, really good quality. And I built the pannier rack around the idea of a two-stage holding system. I don't know if that's the right words, but basically I could put the bag all the way forward to keep the weight as low as possible when I was solo riding, and then when I had someone on the back, I could just slide the bag towards the back, and that allowed the person on the back to get their foot down to the foot peg comfortably. Well, semi-comfortably, but you know, on adventure, as adventurously comfortable, I guess. I did come up with a saying on the trip: comfort is the adversary of adventure. If you're comfortable, you're not on adventure. You may as well be sitting near a pool, drinking a pina colada, and I don't know, reading a Kindle. That's not what riding a motorbike across the world is all about. So back to the Super Sherpa, why I chose it. You can see here stainless steel exhaust. I did end up covering it with some weld splatter, but it wasn't about only aesthetics. It's nice and quiet exhaust, so I could stealth my way through some undesirable locations, such as Carmel. And it's got the rack on the back. In Australia, it's a Stockman, and it comes with that. I guess I probably should have a cattle dog on there, or hay bale or something, but I got a Pelican case from eBay, ran some cabling into it and put a charging circuit in there, and then carried a portable battery. So every time I ride, I charge that, and I'd charge my laptop and my phone and everything off that. Also kept my documents in the Pelican case, and it was nice and secure and waterproof. So that's the pannier rack it's made, pretty simple. A bigger challenge was the fuel tank. There's no specific long range fuel tank for the Sherpa, so I had to use a Honda XR650 fuel tank and make up my own brackets, which included modifying the frame of the bike. And I just had some alley laying around, so that's what I used. It's, nice and light, I guess. My idea was to make up a solid perch so that the weight of the 22 litres of fuel when full would transfer directly down through the perch, and taking away I didn't want my fuel tank to fall off when I'm riding down a bumpy road somewhere, and we rode down some bumpy roads and the fuel tank stayed on. I did get some shit from my mates for it being a bit too over-engineered, but I saw some designs that involved pool noodles, and this was better than a pool noodle. I wanted it to be a bit more secure than what a pool noodle could offer. Anyway, she didn't fall off, and that's her on the bike. She was pretty rock solid. However, I did blow a hole in the frame, with the stick welder. Don't know, something to do with amps probably. So Dan plugged up my hole. Well, Dan welded my hole shut. With better words. He's got some rad gnarly skills welding. He can also weld alley. So I modified my surfboard rack holder, and this is it. He's welding that up for me. I put that on the back of the bike, and we plan to get some surf in Indo, have the surfboards alongside, which worked out pretty well. And that's the bike. That's about 2 nights before we left. Like, we were down to the wire getting these bikes ready. I've got a yoga mat under the seat, which I used instead of like a gel seat. It worked fine. Well, actually, it didn't work fine. My butt got pretty sore. You read about that on the blog. I should really stop mentioning that, actually. And here's the bike in Thailand. She made it. Spoiler alert, I guess. You can see the camera bag up the front. I bent up a bracket for that. That was one of the last things I did. And here I am, blasting my way across Australia at this stage. That's my first time riding on gravel. I did fall off. It hurt a little bit, but gave me more confidence, so I was well worth the stack. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you got something out of it. Stick around. Going to make another video doing a more in-depth review of the bike and how it went, and talk a bit more about the gear that I took. Yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Appreciate you watching, and go out and get some adventure done.